here we are with the framing. Plot here is 75 by 35. Right now we're working on a 24 by 26 framing foundation, where that pile of soil is right there will be a 12 by 13 room. To the left of that will be a stairs going to the top floor. The top floor will be equal to the top of this garage door frame. This is where the entrance door is. The entrance door will be double door, wood on the inside and the steel on the outside, to approximately, and that is where the entrance to our compound will be. The corner of the house, I guess you'd call that the northwest corner, will be right here, parallel with that column. If we look here, this is a 4-foot wide walkway between the fence and the western side, and there'll be a parallel or a similar 3-foot walkway on the other side, parallel with that wall. Going back to where I showed you the height of the garage door, these columns will go to the fence at that same height. I think it's 109 inches. And this 4-foot walkway will be enclosed. On the fence side, there will be open blocks with a floral pattern that allow air to pass through. And same with the other side. Now, this door to the compound is actually outside of the house itself. But this area where I'm panning now will actually be covered as well. So this will kind of be like a covered half outside area. Even where I'm focusing now will be outside. To the left of that 12 by 13 room will be a stairs going up to the second floor. The second floor will be mostly open, with two, maybe 10 by 10, 10 by 12 rooms that are using a different type of framing material that's foam in the center and you skin cement on the outside, so that the hinged weight on the second floor is much lower. Here we can see the column. The column itself, what you're looking at, is still protrudes, or still goes down below the surface another 2 feet. There's about 1.5 foot thick pad that is rebar reinforced, and that rebar is tied into this vertical column. And this vertical column is approximately 16 foot long. Those ties at the top is where the next floor will tie into. Instead of 3/8 rebar, this time we went with 1/2 inch. If I understand correctly, 3/4 or 3/8 inch only has a tensile tear strength of 2,700 pounds, while the 1/2 inch has a 7,000 tear rate. So it's about 8 foot between columns, and this will hold a hell of a lot more load than what we're putting in, but hey, just to be safe. Here they're loading up the column with cement with the forms in place. We'll probably have a doorway in between these two columns. We'll probably put the restroom in between these two columns right here, with a doorway into the main room on the first floor and a doorway into the main open area. The septic we actually dug a few years ago, and is somewhere under here. There should be a little pipe, there it is, that pipe there. So that's the top of the septic tank. But most places here do not have city sewers. So there's local septic facilities for each. The ground is very porous, so it'll percolate well. You know the old plumber saying, shit goes down, paydays on Friday. The actual space itself is 14 foot deep, 6 by 7, if memory serves correct. It's not that we plan on being that productive, but the rest of this plot, which I'll pan to in a moment, we're planning to rent through, let's say 2022 onwards as we build more similar size housing. So we'll go across here. This is our back wall. That's the wall out to the street. This was intentionally left open for a harebrained idea I had with doing 3 40-foot containers. I don't think that's going to happen now. I think we're just going to go with the traditional fabrication here. Workers know how to do it. Materials are readily available, all that kind of stuff. So as we go for a step out here to the street, you can see our lovely garbage collection. That is a collection tray for the entire, I guess, compound here of 24 units. 26 plots. We're at the 26th plot. They're all of similar size. Some are a little bigger, some are a little smaller. And garbage guy comes by 2 or 3 times a week. Actually, I think even every day to clean that out. What we have here are, I've had them described as pieces of earth or bloques or a few other things. They're about $1 each. They're about 14 by 24 inches. They're actually compressed volcanic sand. So the sand itself has been squished somewhere under a mountain or a hill. And they'll take a large blade, rotating blade typically, and they'll cut them out one piece at a time. And it is very popular as a building material, as you can see here for our fence. A lot of people are taken aback when they see this fence. They say, oh my God, how dangerous is this place? Well, the fence is not necessarily a means of defense like a prison wall or something like that. It's a statement saying, this is my place, I'm in here, you're not supposed to be here, and this is my way of proving it. Some places will actually have barbed wire on top. We may do barbed wire, we don't know. We'll see what time tells. But it's a way of defining your own space and telling people that, hey, go find somewhere else easier to steal. This is actually the place that I guess development that put us onto this place about 6 years ago. Back in here is a place called Lotification del Carmen, or Las Vegas. And it is a collection of 9-meter by 18-meter lots. When we were first looking at it, they had a price of about $6,000 for unpopulated lot, and $25,000 if you built the house of their choice or their building on it. We liked the lots, but they were a bit small. And as we were walking, we had seen our lot here. It didn't have a sign on it, but we just went and knocked and asked, and we found our lot. In 2014, it was an $8,000, an $8,000 lot, $8,000 US. This lot beside us is owned by a couple in, I believe, in Virginia. They have not come to see it recently, and there was talk that they would sell it. We've made inquiry. Then it went from one of their family members to another, and long and short of it is, we don't know how much this is for sale, and we don't know if they want to sell it. But if they would, we would buy it. Now, why would we buy it? Right here is brother-in-law Daniel. Brother-in-law Daniel came back to Nicaragua in 2013 after I think 30 years, maybe 27 years, at Linamar in Guelph. Um, he has his own water supply there. You see the tank, because water does go out quite regularly. Is a very similar size lot to ours, and the house is 27 by 24, memory serves correct. And for that entire lot, in 2017, he paid $24,000. This will be our entranceway for the vehicle. It's right behind the signs for the lotification itself. Call it Lots El Carmen out here, about 800 meters away from the Maxi Pali. Maxi Pali is a Walmart franchise in Nicaragua. So in that space there, we've got about a 15-foot run from the sill to what will be the inside wall. That should easily hold the Santa Fe, which is what we're planning to bring maybe in 2020, 2021. Eventually, I'd like to get a Hilux, but, well, a Hilux is not cheap, and that may be a luxury. The door here will probably be steel swing doors, one left, one right. The reason why you see it so high off of the ground is actually to do with rainy season. Rainy season has just ended. Where you see that bike rider going would easily be 6-7 inches deep when the rain starts coming. So we intentionally put our lot and plot 6 inches higher than grade so that the water itself will not run into our plot and run into others, because other people in this plot here, as you see it's lower, do have trouble with the runoff.